I remember when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, I thought, this is a somewhat sexist movie because of the way Star-Lord talks about his sexual conquests and the way Gamora is called a whore. You know, stuff like that. Valerian and the movie of 1,000 problems is so much worse. This is where I'll put in the title sequence. Hi Paul Talkers and other viewers. I adjusted the lighting, I hope you don't mind. If you like me talking about movies from the perspective of an intersectional feminist, then I hope that you will subscribe. I got a chance to see an advanced screening of Valerian thanks to YouTube Space LA, and I'd like to first of all say thank you very much to YouTube Space LA for giving me opportunities to do things like see movies for free in advance. I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. Please never stop. It is not YouTube's fault that Valerian sucks. Sucks so much. This vlog is going to be full of spoilers, except can you spoil a movie that sucks this bad? Yes, you can. I realized as I was driving home that a lot of the things I'm going to say about this movie are things that you could probably say about The Fifth Element and Lucy and maybe some of Luc Besson's other films. So I should have gone into this knowing. I should have known that this was coming, but I had this notion in my mind from when I was still a kid in college that The Fifth Element is a great movie and I love it dearly. So I like Luc Besson by association. But the same problems I'm going to talk about in Valerian are probably found throughout most of his movies. Certainly in The Fifth Element, definitely in Lucy. I'm not sure if I can even extricate the sexism and misogyny from the racism. The first planet that we go to, the scenes have both. You start off with very pale aliens with no hair on their scalps, but otherwise they basically look like skinny supermodels who would have modeled for Abercrombie and Fitch. But they're all pale and they're covered in glitter. As you see more of the people on this planet, they're wearing what I would say is customarily African tribal accoutrements, like the neckbands that go around from here to here. That's so. I realize there are lots of tribes in Africa, and not all of them are like this. Some of them are. Some of them have the neck rings, and then just generally speaking, a lot of the other jewelry and clothing that they wear. It seems very, very much African tribal influenced, if not just outright appropriative. And it's as if Luc Besson wanted to do some sort of exoticizing of this alien species, but in order to try to avoid being called racist by having them be black people or brown people, he made them shiny, silvery white people. But it's still racist, Luc Besson. It's still racist. There's a lot of male gaze in this movie. There's so many space boobs. So many space boobs. Come on. The main female character, played by Cara Delevingne, is only there to support the male character. She has no development of her own. She starts off by expressing no particular interest in Valerian, the lead male character, and yet somehow she keeps on doing stuff for him. Even though he treats her like shit. He treats her so badly, and she just keeps on doing stuff for him. And then at the end of the movie, professes love. What the fuck? There's an alien species that rivals Jar Jar Binks for its just offensive portrayal of a primitive species, which doesn't make any sense because they got to a space station. They're a species that got to a space station, but they're primitive? They act like they're putting on a minstrel show from the 20s is what they act like. It is effed up. And they also have space boobs. What? Rihanna's character? It's fine that Rihanna's character plays a space sex worker, apparently. Or at the very least, a space pole dancer. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But everything in her dialogue is just disturbingly subservient. And I much preferred Rihanna voicing the main character in Home. That was a good movie. This is a terrible movie. The dialogue in general is awful. It is stilted. Nobody would speak like that now or 400 years from now. Let alone the fact that there wouldn't be so much fucking gender conformity and heteronormativity 400 years from now. I don't care if it's taken 100% from the comic on which it's based. Change that shit because it's 2017 and we should all know better now. There are lines that are specifically about women being crappy, basically. Cara Delevingne's character has a running gag where she's a bad driver, but she thinks she's a good driver. How is that funny? It's not 1955. It's not funny. Oh my god, there's one point where some aliens who are not human, they say that humans are very predictable, and Cara Delevingne's response is literally to shoot them and then say, "You've obviously never met a woman." What the hell? And all of the alien characters are very male and female presenting. You're telling me that every alien out there is mammalian and heteronormative? Oh. The broadest outline of the plot is a plot that is, I think, anti-imperialism, and I'm good with that. That is a great purpose for the plot of a movie. But like everything else fails to, oh, and it's pretty. Okay, and the computer graphics are very pretty, but everything else is just garbage. It is $200 million garbage. I'm so glad that I didn't pay to see that movie. All right, I think that's all I can get out in my rant. I haven't done a lot of research on this. This is literally just my first reaction after watching this piece of shit movie. If you want to see the movie and nothing that I've said has dissuaded you, that's fine. You can see the movie. I just want to forewarn you about the things that I saw in the movie and found problematic. If you see the same things and think, this is delightful, you have every right to think those things. I just disagree with you. So I got a bunch of questions for you for the comments. A, do you think that Luc Besson has a track record of pretty shitty representation in movies, aka sexism and racism? Let me know. B, are you going to see Valerian? Or were you going to see Valerian? Did I change your mind about seeing Valerian? That's all one question. And C, if you have seen Valerian, is my take off? Am I wrong about these things? Tell me answers to any of those questions, or tell me something that matters to you, because I want to know what matters to you. Just let me know. I need to take a lot of deep breaths. Thank you for watching all of this. I hope you watch more of my videos, but whether you do or not, please know that tomorrow will be even better.